The Chakras Root to Crown Oracle Deck is a tool designed to help people connect to their soul destiny. As humans, we live a birth to death cycle, yet as a soul, our existence is infinite. In each human life, our goal is to learn and connect to our authentic self. We seek guidance when we are repeating patterns and feel blocked from our purpose. This oracle deck breaks down a human's chakra system and uses that information as a roadmap. Each chakra contains physical, emotional, and spiritual information to navigate a clear path towards authenticity and awakening. By gathering perspective with a reading, you will gain soul-level wisdom. These insights bring depth to your spiritual journey and dissolve the blocks, unveiling your highest potential. Take the next step by selecting your layout and explore a reading today.
Hello, my name is Jenna C. I'm from Chakras Root to Crown. The oracle deck that you saw in the video was my deck, and my goal is to do these readings for you as much as humanly possible. I used to upload these monthly videos back before YouTube had live streaming, and it was such a pain to do that. It was a whole day process, so I stopped. So now that live streaming is here, I am excited to share this with you. So an oracle deck is all about reading soul level wisdom. Soul level wisdom is basically the totality of all of your life experiences. And so as humans, we live patterns, we live repetition in our lives, and we wonder why it's hard sometimes to break these patterns or belief systems. And this keeps us sometimes locked in cycles or flows that as humans, we feel as density or stuckness, or why aren't I aligning to my high purpose, or questions in words kind of phrasing like this. So soul level wisdom comes through and helps us to align to our the different energetic vortice centers that are kind of co-creating this reality here now in this present moment. So if you could just take a moment, and this is a collective reading, so you could watch this 10 years from now and it would be the same information as if you were watching it in this present moment. My mentors always told me that it doesn't matter when you need the information will always be there, and as long as you're clear and present and have awareness of what's going on in your field, the answers are going to unlock that for you. So go ahead and become present. We do that just by taking a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, and then exhaling out through an opened mouth. And by doing this, you start to ground yourself, start to connect into the present moment, get connected into that heart center energy. And so in this, we want to just maybe, if there's a question or something you've been thinking about that you're looking for more clarity or awareness on, you can bring that to the forefront of your field simply by tapping into those things that have been happening around you and kind of bringing that into this moment. If you have a specific question, feel free to ask that. Sometimes that's very helpful and can unlock some deep-seated answers for you. And so what this is going to be is a 7-card reading. So the 7-card reading is basically going to read your entire chakra system, and each of the chakras pertain and connect to different physical, emotional, mental states of our awareness. So this will help to just clue you in to what's co-creating through each one of these centers for you. So with connected breath, again, taking another deep inhale and full complete exhale. And so the first card that we hit, so this is all about, root chakra is all about your foundation. So this is the bottom of the structure that everything else grows from. So root chakra is really about what are you grounding into your field right now? what is kind of growing. Think of a plant when you plant it into the soil, what's growing right now for you. And so what the energy would be explaining right now for you is that we're basically cultivating a really big life transformation. And so this is manifesting into your field. And so what this means is it's actually gone through. So when something comes down here and it's actually manifesting in this level of awareness, this means that we've gone through a lot of high level work. We've had the epiphany thought processes, or we call those downloads, or intuition come through in these higher ranges, and they've started to trickle down, manifesting in thought, manifesting in speech, manifesting in emotion, and then our interpersonal way we act that out, and then relationship, and now it's manifesting. And so this is all about the caterpillar that turns into the butterfly. So this is all about life changes right now, and what's actually happening in your field to create this new person, this next level. This would be the next step in XYZ, whatever your experience of life is. So we're looking at when you look back in a year at, you know, what's been happening right now, you're going to look back and say, who was that person? Who was that person before this started to come in? So this is the energy we're exploring right now, and we'll get more of the flow of what's happening with this. So sacral chakra, this second chakra center, is all about our interpersonal connections and our one-on-one relationships in life. And so of course this can be a sexual partner. A lot of times that's what it is, because those are our closest relationships. But it's also about boss and coworker, or boss and employee, best friends, mother and daughter. So it can be any one-on-one physical human-to-human relationship. And so, interestingly enough, this comes in with the shadow side of a chakra. So our chakras can be balanced, harmonized, and in alignment with the flow of our energy. Chakras can also be hypo, or shadow. Hyper means they're spinning too fast, which means we usually take on a really big archetypal role to get through something. Hypo means we're scared to live that full, authentic expression of the chakra and the energy that's coming through. Shadow means that there's deep-seated, there is things that have been patterned over and over and over, and these things have come up multiple times in your life history, and every time it comes up, it gets stronger and stronger. So let's just say boss and employee work relationship, and the boss is just an angry, visceral, controlling, and every time the boss tries to lay work on you and blame you for something you didn't do, you want to step you up, you want to claim your space, you want to claim the authentic connection to you, but you get overpowered, right? Sacral chakra is a lot about control and manipulation between two people. And so here what it's saying is, in one of these relationships that's happening, that's probably seeding a lot of this transformation for you right now, in this relationship, there's a lot of illusion. And again, this is seeded, this has happened multiple times. You've allowed this pattern to happen to you over and over. And I'd say this is what the trigger is. This is what's popping the bubble for you. This is kind of what's stimulating a lot of this, I gotta get out, I gotta do this now. I've got to change, I've got to, caterpillar to butterfly, I've got to grow. And so the stimuli here would be this other person, this one-on-one relationship. And so to heal this, because anytime we're transforming and anytime we're making big shifts in our lives, we want to make sure we have the wisdom from the situation, so that we're not just leaving and repeating a pattern somewhere else in life. And so here, this card comes up, this shadow card comes up, and really clues you into making sure that you've reviewed the wisdom, that you're gaining the wisdom from the relationship. It's not just, I'm going to leave because I don't feel comfortable anymore, because then you're just going to roll right into this relationship somewhere else in your life, and we don't want that. So really review who this catalyst, what do they call it, the antagonist in the story is, and even meditate on it, or just sit quietly, write the name on a piece of paper, put it under your pillow, ask for guidance, for clarity of the wisdom of this soul connection, right? So this person came back into your life to hand you a piece of your soul back. And shadow side is a big piece of a deeply rooted, something we've done, patterned a lot. And so to have this transformation is huge, and you're really manifesting a really big transformation right now. But you need to make sure that the wisdom from the relationship is learned, and it comes back into yourself here so that you can have a healthy transition. And so we'll get more on that, I'm sure, here. So this is your solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra is all about your authentic self. And so what you're manifesting right now, which again, everything is kind of layering onto why this big transformation for you is happening. So the energy coming through is stability. And again, it's taking one-on-one relationships and really becoming present to what's happening in these one-on-one relationships. And so as we become present, we start to gain, and this is just validating this illusion part that came up between the relationship. So what you can gain here when you do the soul searching work and really realize what this person has done and how they've affected you, but how it's really a reflection of maybe some qualities that they were just trying to bring out in you. Let's go back to that boss and employee relationship that's just mean and visceral, blaming you for everything, controlling, trying to manipulate situations. So this person in your life is trying to help you step up, claim back your power, speak up for yourself, and take back that control that they've been manipulating out of you, right? That's made you feel so vulnerable the whole time. So that person, that catalyst in your life, is really there teaching you how to claim your authentic self, and they're pushing you to see where's your boundary, right? And so when we finally get pushed enough, then we're ready to say stop. I can't take anymore. This is who I am, and I'm not going to take this anymore. So it's really allowing you to claim your space. And so here, a lot of this transformation is coming up and helping you to find your stability in life, right? You felt possibly like you haven't had a solid foundation, like that which you have been grounded into has been rocky, has been, rocky's a great word, but has been, it's just not stable. It's something uncomfortable. And so this next energy that's coming in is saying you're manifesting this ability to be present enough in this one-on-one relationship to see what you've been triggered into by this external person, and you can gain this wisdom and then create the transformation. And this is all the human self so far. So the root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus chakra are all about your human self. And so now we go into heart chakra, and heart chakra is going to be the bridge, the gateway. So this is kind of what's happening in your physical human world. And this is now the bridge that's going to transition us into, so if we're doing this, if we're able to do this in a very clear way and manifest this lower human stuff, what's kind of the high self, the really cool connected purpose to all of this. And so we pull a hypo card. So this is, again, we're going back to root chakra. And this is a hypo, so this is in fear, right? So this is pulling back. So the warning here would be it takes a lot of trust in something very much bigger than you, bigger than you can even see all of the different potentials that might happen. And so it takes so much trust to go through a life transformation, which is what's being asked of you right now, which is what you're manifesting right now, really. And so this caterpillar to butterfly transition that you're looking to go through, the heart chakra here, which is this bridge, this gateway to bring in the higher purpose of everything, is saying you have to be careful. Don't dim your light. Don't pull back. Don't be less than what you feel authentically and intuitively connected to right now. Because if you pull back, if you let this fear, this distrust in, I'm not sure what tomorrow is going to look like if I make this huge transformation today, if you pull back, if you distrust, it's going to basically burn this bridge. And you're going to be working, again, like I was talking about, these patterns, right? You have this pattern of illusion that comes up with one-on-one relationships. And so if you burn this bridge, if you, again, go into fear, go into distrust, that I intuitively know what's right for me right now, and I intuitively know that this transformation is what I need. If you burn that bridge and go into fear instead of trusting the potential of this flow, that you're actually going to be fueling the fire to repeat this cycle bigger and better and stronger in the next go around. So, and we don't like patterns, we don't like belief systems here in chakra world. So the higher energy after heart chakra, we get throat chakra. So we're getting all the warnings right now. So we just pulled the hyper card to the throat or to the root chakra. So back to back. Heart chakra, the bridge that gets us there, they're saying trust yourself, don't go into fear, or you're going to just repeat this all way more intensely and probably manifest even bigger issues for yourself. And now we're going into throat chakra, and this is the hyper, and it's saying now in your voice, do not take on a role, do not be something that you're not. And what this means is when you speak your truth, right? Because this has to do with another person specifically. And so when you speak your truth to that person, if you are at all taking on any kind of archetype here to help you get through this, like I'm going to be the strong one in the relationship, or I'm going to be the truth teller, if you put any kind of label to this, something that's inauthentic to you, and you're moving outside of yourself to convey whatever this shift is, it's again, you're going to be manifesting. Our words are one of our biggest manifestation tools, right? It goes mental field, and we have so much going on in the mental field, and when we funnel that down into the voice, we're really succinctly starting to manifest things into our external world. And so if you bring through the voice anything connected to this transformation that's inauthentic, just know that you're most likely not going to gain the full soul level wisdom that's needed to heal this pattern of illusion that you've had. And we're talking soul level. So I have no doubt in my mind that incarnationally, you've probably had this catalyst, this one person that you're here with, multiple incarnational cycles. And so it's again coming to this head, and you're going to make a choice here. Do I move forward completely healing this connection, gaining the wisdom that we agreed to when we were off planet, right? When we were in 6th dimensional time space, creating our contracts together in life. And so really just be authentic, speak your authentic truth. Don't play a role here, because that'll just again repeat some of these patterns that you'll gain a little bit of the wisdom, but not all of it, and you'll have to repeat this. And in life, in human life, we don't want to repeat anything. Next is going to be the perspective, third eye chakra. And so here we go again, another hyper card. This time we're going third eye. So this is playing a role for our perspective. So third eye is all about the big picture. It's about standing on top of the mountain and being able to see clearly everything that's below us, that's starting to manifest, right? So third eye chakra is all about having the awareness, having the perspective over the situation to be able to see it clearly and then make very conscious choices as the energy comes down and manifests into this three-dimensional world, into our reality. And so here what's happening is they're saying, in this mental center, there have been so many obsessive thoughts, again, taking on almost this bigger than life role, where, and I see how this is probably triggering this voice where you might get into an inauthentic speech pattern, because you've probably run through this scenario, again, with the catalyst. We're talking about this one-on-one person that you're dealing with, this catalyst to your story here that's creating this big shift and transformation for you. And so in the third eye chakra, they're saying you have played this story out so many times. This is your mental center. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, to where this situation for you is like the mountain is sitting on top of your head. This situation for the catalyst in your story is a fragment of their life concern right now. And maybe that's stating it a little harshly, but you're here and they're probably here with it. And so what happens is, because you've run this through probably 101 times now, when we get into manifesting, because again, this is the manifestation cycle, and to manifest this caterpillar to butterfly transformation, you're going to have to go through this cycle of clearing this energy. And so here in the throat center, you're ready, right? So we've got the perspective. I'm on top of the mountain. I can see clearly. Genesee's telling me how to work with this energy. And so because we're seeing it so clearly, what we need to do here in the vocal center is speak from this I place, from this heart-centered place, right? Because heart center here is all about, it told us hypo, so don't fear the transitions, don't fear the shift, just be very connected into the heart space and feel into this energy and why you've changed so much, that this transformation is taking place. So if we go mental field straight to voice and just speak that, we're probably going to purge a lot of incongruent messages to this person that's going to shock them and create maybe more drama than's necessary. Where if we can take what we've mulled over for this long time and then also align it to this heartfelt energy of why we're so in this place, and then speak these complete truths together, that's going to manifest a clear end of the story here. And so the perspective, oh my goodness, this is interesting. So the perspective here, so I'll just say, I haven't let it come through yet, but this last card is what I would consider the marriage card, which is really interesting. So the greater perspective here, and this is the sacral chakra card. So this is relationships, fluidity, and passion. And so I can take this any number of ways, but it's like, you know, by maybe being in this clear alignment. And again, okay, so the biggest thing here with chakra theory is we can never attach to an outcome, right? If we attach ourselves to what the outcome's going to look like by going through all these energetic clearings that we've talked about, if we think that this is actually going to separate us, have us quit the job, have us leave the marriage, have us kick the child out finally so they go live on their own, whatever it is, if we attach to the outcome of how this whole channel is going to manifest and what this big transformation is going to be, we could completely detach, or not detach, we could completely dissolve the flow of energy and basically lead ourselves into an attachment case, which means we would just then have probably two different trajectories of now of energetic attachment or energetic cords. And as a human, we never want our energy outside of our body. And so if we attach to one outcome here, yet this is the outcome that's supposed to happen, we've got two cords now. We're almost living two split lives to try and address this. And this is just what happens to our energetic body. We start having multiple fractals of ourselves operating within like one consciousness, which is just makes life so confusing. And this is where people don't even want to try and figure this stuff out, because there's so many different cords and so many different connections that they're feeling, that their field is so muddied. They have no clue who they are anymore, right? So the number one thing in chakra concept is to detach completely. We want to detach 100% from any outcome. And when we can do that, we allow the divine outcome to happen. So here, back to the outcome card, I pull the marriage card, which is interesting, union, right? Togetherness. It's relationships, it's fluidity. Fluidity means you can be in the space with anybody, anything, but it's specifically a one-on-one person, somebody else with you. And then it's also passion. So by working this channel in the way that it's come through, and there were a lot of chances to take on roles, right? Archetypal roles or fearful roles. There were a lot of times and a lot of warnings kind of about sticking to your authenticity. And so if you can do this, it seems like you find the stability, you heal this karmic level, soul level contract you have with this catalyst, this antagonist person in your life. And then the manifestation here is that there's transformation. So you turn from caterpillar to butterfly. And so it's just interesting, because I had a person in my head as this information started coming through, and it was very specific to marriage. And so it's just interesting that the marriage card would come up at the end. Of course, all synchronicity. So if this was interesting to you, I have an app. It's called the Chakra Deck app, and it's completely free, and it does these one-card readings for you, and it is so powerful. It's so connected. As long as you're in a present space, take a deep breath in. That means time's up. And a deep breath out, and then you ask your question, you set that intention, and you let the app read it for you. It's some of the most healing wisdom. It's the only way I read myself now, because it's easy, quick, and clean. So I encourage you to download the app if you'd like to, Chakra Deck, or you can find more at chakrasroottocrown.com. There's hundreds of meditations, lots of spiritual articles if you're questioning anything. And then also all the retreats and everything we're running to teach you about chakras, the 77 windows, and all the good astral travel adventures we like to do on our trips. So with light and love, thank you so much.